Hey, it's Jen, Bitch in a Hurry, Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising for the new moon in Scorpio on November 7th, 2018. And this new moon in Scorpio, it's deep. We're gonna go deep in that. For the intellectual Aquarius, it's not hard for us to see it objectively, but to actually deal with all that emotion can be difficult. So we're gonna go kind of deep, and we're gonna want to look deep down at anybody that we need to kind of forgive. And I don't mean like it might be you. We may be looking to forgive ourselves, but also anyone else. If someone else has wronged us or whatever, this is like this new moon in Scorpio is like a time of transformation. This is a time of like a major transformation, not just like, oh, I'm gonna change my hair. Like it's a big deal. It's almost like changing kind of who you are. But for Aquarius, you're almost so like tuned in that you're at a point where you can make anything happen. The Aquarians, the way that everything, I don't know what to do with all of these, the way that everything is sitting, really, you're at a point where you can do just about anything. Like, you're super tuned in. So even though you may not like to talk to people all the time about your emotions and what you're feeling, you're tuned into everything that's going on with you. And I think I think you already know that it's time to forgive probably yourself for something. And it could be for not pursuing a dream that you had, or I don't know, for giving up on something, whatever it is. The thing is, once you forgive yourself, or maybe another person that you feel held you back, or whatever. I mean, I don't know what's going on with these cards. When you're able to put that forgiveness out into the universe, that also comes back to you. So let's just remember that this is a month, like I said, of Aquarius especially has the ability to be like super tuned in. You have the ability to see things immediately for what they are and to deal with them. These cards are like, I don't usually have this much going on. Like, wow. I mean, they have an energy to them, but this was pretty crazy. Wow. Well, I'm an Aquarius and I have a Scorpio rising, so I don't know. This new moon in Scorpio and Aquarius, they say, is supposed to be like pretty intense. So maybe that's all it is. But I'm very excited to tell you guys, thank you so much for all of the personal readings that you have scheduled, and I'm finally caught up with all of them. So if you have scheduled a personal reading, your email or video is in your inbox for you. But I've heard back from almost everybody anyways. And then I'm even caught up on the one card free reading, the one card free question, which you can send me an email to notsomysticaltarot@gmail.com, and I will answer you, and we'll get to know each other a little bit, which is fun. But if you do want to purchase a personal reading, you can go to bitchinahurry.com, and the services that I offer are there. And I just want to thank you so much for the support it's been amazing, and I'm really thankful, and I love that you trust me enough to let me, give you my, I don't want to say opinion, but to let me read for you, that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, I've just, the messages and everything have just been awesome, and I just want to thank everybody for showing up and tuning in. And I think we're going to get started here. I'm going to let these rest, and we are going to get started. We start out here, we were talking about forgiveness, right? The transformation. This new moon in Scorpio is like, the theme is like transformation through forgiveness. And we have this 8 of Wands. So it's going to take some action on our part, but what you put out into the universe is what comes back. So if you are forgiving even yourself, then that forgiveness comes back to you. If you're forgiving other people, that comes back to you. If there was someone that wronged you, if there was you can look that she's got the little, it looks like dandelion poops, don't they? Like they fly out. When you blow on them, what happens? They always kind of come back at you, right? Same thing. So just remember that whatever forgiveness you put out into the universe, whatever feelings, thoughts, whatever vibes you send out, they come right back to you. So I think that's going to be a big part for the Aquarians this month, because we're so tuned in. What we send out is going to come back to us. So be really careful what you're putting out into the universe. Don't send negativity out into the universe. You really want to put your best thoughts in the forefront of your mind all the time. And we have here the Emperor. Yeah, that's pretty serious, huh? The Emperor is like, he is in charge of everything. He is like the king of all business. So if there's something that you're working on, I always say that he's kind of like the mentor. You know, he is someone that you can go to and ask questions. And I say all the time, people that are really successful, if you are earnestly asking a question and you're really serious about it, trying to grow your business or whatever, they oftentimes will give you a half an hour of their time and totally talk to you. So don't be afraid to approach this person. If you are lucky enough to have someone like this in your life, please go to them and ask them. And on that note, I want to make one thing clear. With the new moon, it is a time of like new beginnings, new intentions. We set intentions. You want to be super clear about these intentions. Not, I just hope I can get along with my family. Well, what's the actual problem? I want to make amends with my sister. Okay. Or I hope I can do better at my job. What does that mean? Do you want a promotion? What position do you want? How much money do you want to make? Do you want a different job? Be very clear and specific. But the other thing is to keep it to yourself. This is not a time for these intentions. They're very deep and personal to be put like on the internet, like on social media. People, random acquaintances don't care, and they may not encourage you. They may discourage you. So sharing with a mentor, someone like this who's stable and who really understands what's going on and would actually have your best interest at heart and can be objective, this is the person that you share this with. Social media is not the place to share this. This is way too deep and it's way too important. And like I said, because the Aquarians this month are so incredibly tuned in, you don't want to waste one bit of that energy. This is one of those times where everything is in perfect alignment for you to manifest the things that you want. And we do have here the Hanged Man. I love this card. You can see, this came up in a personal reading yesterday. He's just hanging there, but no one's like, he's not in a noose. Like it's not a lynching. He's hanging there like la 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 la. He's looking at everything from a completely different perspective. And I think that's what we need to do. Because we're so tuned in this month, this is the time to reevaluate. Look at everything from a different perspective. Look at everything in a way that you've never seen it before and evaluate it then. Then you know what to keep and what to get rid of. Especially going deep into your emotional well-being and the things that you want to possibly forgive yourself or others for. You may need to look at it from a different perspective to be able to achieve that, because it is not always the easiest thing. So when that comes up, remember this guy. He's just hanging in the tree and he's looking at everything from a different perspective. And it makes you easier able to evaluate the truth and see the truth in things, take the emotion out of things. So different perspective for you guys. And we do have the Page of Cups, so there will be some emotional messages coming through. And like I said, with the Aquarians, we often get the hard rap of like, oh, we're so detached and we're so this and that. Well, we're not really detached. We just don't share everything with everyone. We're highly emotional people, so you can identify with getting this message, this page. We're very sentimental. Like, she's very sentimental. So the things that we're looking at that are deep down inside our emotional little lock boxes, we're highly sentimental about them. We just don't always want to tell everybody. So just know, don't take it too hard if you feel like you have a hard time sharing. Like I said, you could share with like this person, someone who's highly successful and who you actually absolutely trust, but you won't want to share with anybody else, and that's perfectly okay. And I think in this instance, it's the best thing. What we do have next is the World. So possibilities are really endless. And one of the things that came up for Aquarius discussing this new moon in Scorpio was that it's a time when you can kind of make anything happen. So this card just reinforces that. Anything that you want to be, do, or have is completely available. The world is available to you. And you even have this big moon up here, right? You know, this new moon in Scorpio is allowing you to release any kind of grudges that you're holding, just allowing you to just let go of all of that, and then pick up all the things that you do want. You don't have to carry with you all this stuff that you don't want anymore. Pick up all the things that you do want and carry those with you. Next, we come to the Page of Swords. So we're getting a lot of messages, okay? Then this is an intellectual message. And I think that's good because, you know, people say we're detached and everything, but we're not. Like I said, here with the Page of Cups, highly, highly sentimental. And I think we can get stuck. We can get stuck, especially, it's like when you go to clean out your closet and you find a box of stuff you haven't seen in 10 years and you start to go through it piece by piece. You could be there for 5 hours and your room's still a mess. That's what I'm talking about. With this sentimentality, we can get a little caught up and not be productive. With this Page of Swords, this is an intellectual message and an objective message. And so this is great to temper out the sentimentality of the Page of Cups, because we do need that softness, but we need the objectivity of the Page of Swords that goes, okay, you know, you haven't looked at this box in 10 years. It's really not important to pull it out now. Or pull out the one thing that you need and put everything else away. Let's deal with this one thing. That is what the Page of Swords will do. So let's look for this. When you start to get mired up in being a little too sentimental and you feel a little stuck, look for this Page of Swords. Look for the message that's intellectual and objective, the message that you would give someone else, because we're great with that. If somebody else comes to us and tells us a bunch of things, we go, oh, that's stupid, that makes sense, do this, don't do that, get rid of this, and keep that. But if it's us, we're like, oh, I don't know, you know, I'm not sure. And we want to put everything back in the box and put it back in the closet and just keep it all. This will keep you from doing that. This is going to help you to release what needs to be released. And it's perfect for to temper out this Page of Cups with the sentimentality, because we do have it. Everybody gives us such a hard time that we're detached. We're not detached. We just don't tell you everything. That's how we Aquarians are. All right, we move on to the Six of Wands, which shows we're going to have some victory in this, and a substantial victory as well. Like, this six is a big victory. You see he's got the laurel wreath up there. If I point behind the card, you really can't see it, can you? He's got the laurel wreath up there, which oftentimes when soldiers and knights came back from conflicts and battles, they would put the laurel wreath on them when they were victorious and all that. This is the same kind of thing. In and of that, you want to be really careful that you don't get like haughty, like that you've got this thing licked, that you've got everything under control, because you probably don't, because none of us do. So let's just remember, enjoy that victory, take it to heart and savor that victory, but don't think that you've got it all figured out yet, because you're at the six, you're midway, you're making progress. That being said, you do have something coming toward you, a new intellectual challenge, a new idea coming toward you that you are going to be able to kind of like grab hold of and make something amazing happen. So there's an opportunity coming your way that is really going to be able to either help you push forward on a project that you already want to work on, or something that you haven't thought of yet that you're going to be like, that's it, that's what I want to do, you know. But this is coming, and this is an objective, smart idea. This is not a woo-woo kind of like move to a commune and sell all your possessions kind of idea. This is practical. This can actually happen. So when this idea comes, when this opportunity comes, grab it, because you have the chance to really make something big happen. The one thing I want to say here, we have the Death card, and the Death card tells us that you are going to let some things go, so you have room for this new thing that's coming, which is very exciting, because we all have a lot of junk in our emotional and mental closets, right? We have all this stuff that we hang on to that doesn't serve us at all. So we're going to let some things go. We're going to let them go, and then we're going to be able to have room for this brand new thing that's coming in. Let's see if we can get another card to kind of finish this reading out here. So we will be letting some things go when we do our emotional evaluations. And this is no surprise, we get this card. I think we get this card all the time. The Two of Swords. This is tough for us because we're so conflicted emotionally. We have the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups, right? So we have the sentimentality here, we have the objectivity here, and it's very conflicting. And this can let us get mired up. So just know that this Two of Swords, you're at an impasse. And when you make a choice to let the other stuff die so that you can accept this brand new opportunity, you will be free of this. You will be able to move forward. The impasse is just that you don't go forward, you don't go backwards, you just don't make any progress at all. You just stay where you are. You don't lose, you don't gain. So by making the decision to let some things go, you know, and you will be able to seize this opportunity and, you know, get rid of this impasse. And it's the same thing here. Not getting stuck looking through the memory box for 2 days and crying about something that you can't do anything about, but being objective and taking hold of the brand new ideas that are here for you. I can't wait to hear what happens. I'll talk to you guys soon.